7 polite behaviors that quietly signal your high class. Many believe class is about wealth, labels, or sophistication others can see. That belief quietly steals from the true meaning of refinement. Real class lives in small, consistent gestures that cost nothing but shape everything. By the conclusion, you'll recognize these subtle signals, and I'll reveal one gracious habit that transforms how others feel in your presence. Number 1, offering genuine compliments without expectation of return. A compliment can either be shallow flattery or a moment of true connection. The difference lies in intent. Flattery is often transactional. It reaches out, waiting for something to come back. But a genuine compliment is given freely, with no strings attached. That's what makes it graceful. When you offer praise without expecting acknowledgement, you're giving someone a gift of affirmation. And what's remarkable is how this small gesture shapes trust over time. People feel safe around you because they sense you're not seeking to gain, but to give. That safety is what builds lasting bonds, both in friendships and in professional circles. Think about how common it is to comment on someone's dress or appearance. It's kind, but it can be shallow. Now shift that lens. What if you praised a colleague for their patience during a tense meeting, or told a friend how much you admire their consistency? Suddenly, your words carry more weight because they affirm something deeper than the surface. Science tells us why this matters. Studies from the National Institutes of Health reveal that receiving a compliment activates the same reward centers in the brain as receiving money. It literally boosts confidence and motivation. So when you choose to give authentic compliments, they say as much about you as they do about the person you praise. They reveal a character rooted in generosity rather than self-interest. And that, quietly, is the essence of high class. Number 2, respecting personal space without drawing attention to it. One of the quietest signs of refinement is how you treat personal space. Honoring boundaries doesn't draw applause, yet it communicates deep respect. When you give others room to breathe, to move, or to simply exist without intrusion, you create an atmosphere of ease around you. The mistake many people make is over-apologizing when distance is needed. Saying sorry again and again for simply stepping back or shifting away often creates unnecessary tension. True class is knowing how to adjust gracefully without making the moment about yourself. There's an elegance in reading proximity, the subtle art of knowing when to lean in during a warm conversation and when to step back to give someone comfort. At a family gathering, at the office, even waiting in line, this awareness sets you apart. Picture a simple scene, a crowded supermarket aisle. Instead of rushing or brushing past, you step slightly aside with a gentle nod, no fuss, no performance. That small act communicates more about your refinement than words ever could. Psychologists note that spatial respect lowers social stress and builds a sense of security. People feel safe around those who intuitively understand these boundaries. When done well, no one points it out, because the beauty of it lies in its invisibility. That's the mark of true class. Consideration so seamless it feels natural, leaving others with comfort they may not even know you gave them. Number 3, writing brief, handwritten notes in a digital world. In a culture where most words arrive through screens, a handwritten note carries unexpected power. It feels personal, tangible, and lasting in a way that texts and emails rarely do. A note you can hold becomes more than communication. It becomes a keepsake. Part of its magic lies in scarcity. Because we live in a digital-heavy world, handwritten words feel rare, and what is rare is often treasured. A short card tucked into a gift, a note of encouragement left for a friend, or even a quick handwritten thank you to a colleague, all of these carry weight far beyond the few minutes they take to write. Neuroscience helps explain why. Studies published in Frontiers in Psychology show that handwriting activates more areas of the brain linked to emotion and memory than typing does. This means the person writing connects more deeply to their own words, and the person receiving feels a stronger emotional imprint. That's why even the briefest handwritten message can linger in someone's mind for years. Elegance doesn't demand elaborate gestures. It often shows itself in slowing down where the world insists on speeding up. When you take a pen to paper, you are saying, "You mattered enough for me to pause." That pause, humble as it seems, is what makes the note timeless. In the end, A handwritten message isn't just about ink and paper. It's about reminding someone and yourself that human connection deserves presence, not just convenience. Number 4, avoiding gossip by redirecting conversations gracefully. Gossip often begins quietly, but its impact is anything but small. Each time you indulge in it, trust weakens, both in the person being spoken about and in the one doing the speaking. Over time, gossip erodes not just relationships, but also the quiet dignity that defines elegance. The high-class response is not to lecture or scold, but to redirect. Redirection allows you to elevate the conversation without drawing unnecessary attention to the shift. Instead of saying, "Let's not talk about her," which can sound defensive, you might guide the moment with something constructive. Imagine someone pointing out a colleague's mistake. Instead of agreeing or piling on, you say, "That situation really shows us how important preparation is." In one sentence, you've moved the spotlight from tearing down a person to lifting up a lesson. Everyone leaves the exchange lighter, not weighed down. Psychologists note that this kind of positive reframing reduces tension and builds quiet authority. People begin to associate your presence with conversations that feel safe, uplifting, and solution-oriented. And in the long run, those around you will remember not what you corrected, but how they felt in your company. True grace is not always measured by what you say. Often it's revealed by what you choose not to say. When you redirect gossip into growth, you preserve dignity, both theirs and yours. And that restraint is one of the clearest signals of high class. Number 5, allowing others to exit a space before you enter. There is deep symbolism in the simple words, "after you." It's not just courtesy, it's a statement of respect, an acknowledgement that another person's movement matters as much as your own. In that pause, you quietly show refinement. Everyday spaces offer countless opportunities for this gesture. Elevators, doorways, shop entrances, even casual gatherings, all become small stages where dignity can shine. Yet many people rush forward, eager to claim space, without realizing that this haste subtly communicates self-interest over consideration. Think of entering a boutique. Someone is walking out at the same time you arrive. You stop for a heartbeat, offering a gentle nod. No drama, no exaggerated gestures, just space given. That single pause tells a story about your character before you've spoken a word. Research in social psychology shows that small acts of deference, like letting another person pass first, increase perceptions of trustworthiness and dignity. People may not consciously register why they feel respected, but the impression lingers long after the moment has passed. Timing, more than words, often reveals who you are. To allow someone else to exit before you enter is to say without speaking, "I see you." Your presence matters. And when done consistently, this quiet grace becomes one of the clearest signals of true class. Number 6, listening fully without preparing your response. Most conversations today are filled with half listening. You've likely felt it yourself, someone nodding as you speak, but their eyes give away that they're already shaping their reply. It leaves you feeling unseen. And the truth is, many of us fall into that same habit without realizing it. There is rare class in offering silence, in giving your full attention without rushing to fill the space. It's not just about waiting your turn, it's about being fully present. Sometimes that means allowing a pause after someone finishes, even if the silence feels longer than usual. That pause communicates that their words deserve time to land. Psychologists describe this as active listening, a practice proven to strengthen empathy and deepen trust. When people sense you're truly listening, they relax, open up, and often share more than they intended, because your attention feels safe. Performance tries to impress, presence makes others feel valued, and in that presence, you show a grace that lingers long after the conversation ends. True class is not in how beautifully you speak, but in how deeply you listen. Number 7, keeping promises others would forget. Refinement often hides in the smallest acts, and few are more powerful than remembering promises that others might forget. It could be something as simple as, "I'll send you that recipe," or "I'll check in about your new project." When you actually follow through, you signal a consistency that's rare and deeply respected. Picture this. A friend casually mentions they're starting a novel. Weeks later, you ask, "How's that book coming along?" That moment tells them they mattered enough for you to remember. It costs nothing, but it quietly elevates your character. Consistency is the thread that builds trust. While grand gestures impress for a moment, reliability shapes how people view you over a lifetime. Research in social psychology shows that keeping even micro-commitments strengthens bonds and increases long-term respect. People begin to associate your name with dependability, which is one of the clearest marks of quiet authority. True refinement is rarely found in the dramatic. It reveals itself in the steady follow-through, the honoring of words spoken lightly but carried out with care. Keeping promises others would forget is less about obligation and more about identity. It says, I value you and I value my word. That is class at its most enduring. Bonus point: treating service staff with the same respect as peers. How you treat those with less power says more about your character than anything else. True class is not measured by how you behave in boardrooms or at social dinners, but in the moments when no one expects you to be gracious. There is quiet dignity in addressing service staff with warmth and sincerity, not in a way that feels performative, but in a way that affirms their humanity. Using someone's name at a restaurant, making eye contact with the cashier, or offering a thoughtful thank you to the delivery driver, these acts ripple more deeply than most realize. Psychology tells us respect builds connection and uplifts well-being on both sides. You feel lighter for extending kindness, and they carry a sense of dignity into the rest of their day. It's a circle of respect that costs you nothing, yet enriches everyone involved. Class, in the truest sense, is revealed not in what you gain, but in how you treat those who cannot benefit you. And when this becomes your consistent practice, it becomes one of the clearest signals of refinement. To every woman who stayed until this final moment, you are part of Donna's true circle, a community of women who choose grace as their standard. This bonus point is my gift to you, a reminder that elegance lives in how you honor others. If you made it here, comment the word refined below, so I know you belong to this circle. And if this message nourished you, please like the video. It helps it reach more women who, like you, are seeking growth. Subscribe if you're ready to weave daily elegance and self-empowerment into your life. And gently, I ask, share this with someone you know who values grace as much as you do. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Another video is waiting for you. Until then, carry this truth with you. I'll see you tomorrow.